Now that we pretty well understand the shapes and the patterns that are in there, from 2 notes per string to 3 notes per string, let's give you some variations on how you can utilize those things and still maneuver up and down the neck, considering the idea that you're going to think about your neighbor to the left or your neighbor to the right. Let's first find a way to do that by using, again, a 2 note per string type of thing, but we're going to involve a slide. And all that's going to happen is each shape is going to be totally represented, but you see where my pinky is? My first finger is going to switch places by making a slide. So this is a way that you can get up the neck. And what's happening there is you're just going the top half of these patterns that we already learned. But here's, when you use a slide, it just gives it more of a lyrical or vocal quality. So you can use this kind of sliding technique and still use this pentatonic sound, but it just gets you out of that, whole box of you have this way to slide through those things. So that's one way you can connect these shapes in a pretty simple way. You just got to get used to getting your fingers to move to the right positions. So it's kind of like pulling off and then sliding, but the pull off is so fast that you don't really hear it. But you can use the pull off if you want. Just changes the rhythm of what you're doing. You see? So you have these options with that kind of sliding, and it can also work if you wanted to slide down, but you can't really slide the same way and replace your finger in the same way. You would just you have these other options for slides. Anyway, let's move on to the next idea, which is a way that you can connect these same shapes that we already learned, but within a moving picking pattern where you have these opposite phrases. And what I mean by opposite phrases is one will be ascending and the other will be descending, and you vacillate between the two. So the first one will be a 3-note pattern that goes like this. Actually, we're going to turn it into a 4-note pattern. It's going to be so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we move up to this next position. But instead of ascending, we're going to descend. So together it would be and what you're seeing is that we're using this, and then eventually this, and this, and this to get back to where we started. So that's a way that you can move around on any of the strings. So you can see that now that I'm using those same patterns and going across some other string subsets, that the shapes stay the same and the pattern stays the same, but it sounds like you're connecting this very long pentatonic phrase. But all I'm really doing is connecting up each of those 5 shapes in a little sequence. And you can change the sequence however you like as you get better at this. And that's the fun part of all of this. It takes what you already know, this box, and that pentatonic sound, and it gives you a new vocabulary and a really fun way to explore all of the pentatonic things. I'm going to leave you with one last little thing that lets you go across two strings to move up and down in different directions. And this one also has a little slide in it. So check this out. We're going to use this shape again. And then we're going to go from here. Instead of going down to here, we're actually going to slide up. So you can do that, or you can actually do. You have these little sliding things that you can move around. So even if I wanted to do. You can move these around and change them at will, but the idea really is just to take something, a part of the shape, and then adding little slides within that shape. All that's happening is I'm taking these shapes and I'm just adding a little slide into the next position. It's kind of like being an athlete and you're ready to move either direction, to your neighbor, to the left, or to the right. You just want to be able to take the box and then move to the next one. And use your own ideas rhythmically and melodically how you want to take it. But really just take those shapes and add some little connector slides and you're good to go.